Hey everybody, welcome back. We're trying something new on today's show, and we're doing some canning with Angie of the DIY Design Studio. She's a real mom and wife and just got into this whole canning thing, and you say you are hooked.
I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
It's a fun hobby, and people who, are doing it, they just love it. So you just kind of get into the swing of things,
Yep.
and fall's the perfect time of year to do it. We showed you how to do fresh tomato sauce earlier, and now we're going to do some canning, a canned apple pie filling, which I thought would be a great gift.
Oh, definitely. It's so pretty when it's done that it's a great gift.
And nothing better, than gifts from the heart, I think, especially during the holidays. Everybody can go buy a gift, but if you make something yourself,
Right.
And nice to get things over with now. So apple season is upon us, so let's get us started here.
Yeah, what you want to do is peel, core, and slice. You can do a thicker slice because it is going in the pie, so they'll soften up. We did a variety of apples. There's about 3 or 4 different styles in there that the farmer said was good for apple pie. So that's what we listened to. And you soak those in citric acid to help prevent the browning.
Okay, or could you use lemon juice as well?
You can do lemon juice.
Okay, so a whole bunch of apples, peeled, sliced, and then soaked in citric acid or lemon juice.
Yep.
All right, now you've got the big quart-sized canning jars with the wide mouth, and we put them in the boiling water using that little gadget there, so you don't burn your fingers to get it out. So the jars need to be really hot when you do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And then you're going to layer the apples into the jars.
So clean hands.
Yep. And I have a sauce going over here.
What's in the sauce?
It's sugar, brown sugar, water, cornstarch, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, all the good spices.
It smells so good, and we'll put the full recipe for that sauce on the website. Do we want these apples all the way up?
Yep.
So all the way up to the top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you don't need to cook the apples at all. That sauce is going to kind of do it for us?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we just use our funnel here and ladle the syrup into the jar.
Yum.
And with this, it's really important that you leave 1-inch headspace on the jar. So we can check that once we get our sauce in there.
And then we've got the lids in another pot of boiling water.
Yep.
That's going to create the seal, right?
Mm-hmm.
That little gadget we talked about earlier really makes it nice, that big wide funnel.
Yep. So, put this back over here. And then you just measure your headspace with this guy. Well, first you can make sure you don't have any real big air bubbles. But then this goes on the edge, and we've got the 1-inch.
Perfect.
Headspace.
That's great.
Yeah, so then we use our handy dandy magnet grabber guy.
That is the greatest thing ever.
Oh, and
So
I
you don't burn
skipped
your
you on him.
fingers.
If you would wipe the lid there to make sure we don't have any syrup up there. And that's really important.
Okay.
And then you place that on there. And this one, it noted in the recipe too to be sure that it's really tight before you put it in, which you've got it there. And then when you have them all done, you just load them into your water bath canner.
Back in there.
And you want 1 inch of water on the top of the lid. So I would normally pour in from a hot kettle just to make sure we're up.
Okay.
And then lid on, and you process that for 25 minutes.
So that'll cook the apples a little bit more. Okay.
Yep. And then turn it off after the 25, let it sit for 5
In the hot
uncovered.
water.
Yep.
Okay.
Just to let it adjust the temperature a bit.
And here's what it looks like when it's all done. So the apples kind of go to the top, and the syrup goes to the bottom. Now, I'm assuming that you can do all sorts of things with this. Yeah, apple pie and a crust, or an apple crisp, or...
We had the leftovers on ice cream last night.
Yeah.
That was good.
Oh, I bet. Even over a pork roast or something like that.
You bet.
A little bit sweet with the salty. What a great idea. Or tie a ribbon around it, label it, of course, and then give it for a gift, maybe with a recipe for a crisp or a pie.
There you go.
That's a great idea. What a fun idea, and something fun to do right now, and it'll make your kitchen smell amazing. So thanks, Angie. Always a pleasure. For people who want to get a hold of you, you offer all sorts of classes, not canning classes right now, but maybe in the future, but jewelry making and pottery and cleaning products, or you could, if you're dying to know something, you could call Angie and she could probably figure out a class for it. How can people get a hold of you?
Our website is DIYstudioandgifts.com, and we have a blog launching this week that will have a lot more information on it too.
Very cool. All right. Can't wait to make that. That's a fun one. We'll be right back. Stay with us.